All right, time for an NBA height blackout. The objective of this game is to find the leading score of said height for each team in the columns. So without further ado, we've got the Magic at 6'10". I believe Dwight Howard is listed at 6'10" some places. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, he was listed at 6'11" everywhere. But now, or at least, in his last years in the NBA, he was always listed at 6'9". At some point in between there, it feels like he should have been listed at 6'10", you would think. Maybe in the directions it says what the source is. It might use Basketball Reference. I've played this game before. It's just been a long time. Yeah, basketballreference.com is where those are at. But even that website, they change every once in a while. I've definitely seen different heights for the same player on that website over the years. So who knows? But we'll try Dwight Howard here, see if he works. Let's also look at the other heights. He might work for 6'9", I guess, but we'll see. Dwight Howard, he worked for 6'10". Okay, that's interesting because I don't vividly remember him being listed at 6'10", but I do definitely remember those other two heights. But anyways, Bulls 6'10". We've got nobody that comes to mind, honestly, right away. Carlos Boozer's probably 6'9". So is Taj Gibson. Dennis Rodman 6'7", 6'8", and he also didn't score a lot of points for the Bulls. 6'10" Vooch. Nikola Vucevic might be listed at 6'9", and also he could work at 6'9" for the Magic. So let's see what happens here. And he was only a 67 for the Bulls at 6'10". I must be forgetting somebody pretty major. Anyways, 6'10" for the Sixers. Ben Simmons, 58. Okay, yeah, I figured he probably wouldn't be number one. For those who don't know, this is a percentile scale. 100 is the person in first. So 58, for example, means that player has scored 58% of the points as the person in first. Anyways, 6'10" for the Pistons. Andre Drummond might be listed at 6'10". I would probably say 6'11" would be my first guess, but I feel like 6'10" could also be. It's not. Jalen Duren could be listed at 6'10" or 6'9", but he also hasn't played a long time. Nuggets, Jokic at one point has been listed at 6'10". I don't think he is anywhere anymore. Yeah, he's probably 6'11" everywhere. I don't think Nene would be listed at 6'10". Yeah, maybe Dan Issel. Oh, he's 100 for 6'9". That makes sense. That would have been my second guess for what height they would have him listed at. 6'7" might be Carmelo Anthony, although he was listed at 6'8" all those years he was actually in Denver, but 6'7" worked. And then I guess for the Nuggets also, Danilo Gallinari could work. Danilo Gallinari for 6'10". Yep, there we go. 7'1" plus for the Nuggets. We should get all the Nuggets ones, seeing as I'm a Nuggets fan. Bull maybe, but he barely played for the Nuggets. Is JaVale McGee listed as 7'1"? Nope. Is Nurkic? I don't know if I have to do first and last name. And I don't think he's listed at 7'1" plus. Mutombo. Dikembe Mutombo. Yep, that's 100. 6'4" for the Nuggets. Leading scorer at 6'4" has got to be David Thompson, right? Or is he going to be listed at 6'3" maybe? Nope, he was 6'4". That's 100. Pistons, 6'7". I'll try, let's see, Richard Hamilton. No, he's probably 6'6", I guess. Maybe I almost said Taurean Prince. Tayshaun Prince for 6'9". For the, how do you spell Tayshaun? Is it like that? Yep, it is. And he's 100. I'm glad I did that. Let's try 7'1" plus for all these, because that's a very tall person. I don't even think Embiid's listed at that height, is he? Yeah, he's not. Is Goga Bitadze for the Magic? Bitadze. Yeah, he's not 7'1", I guess. Bull did play for the Magic. I'll just try that. Should I try that? Shaq. I definitely am glad that I did not hit one more letter there. Shaquille O'Neal. There we go. That's 100. Feels like there's somebody on the Sixers that I should be able to get here. Mo Bamba played for the Sixers, but I don't like that, I guess. Wasn't like Luke Longley 7'1" or something like that? He was. That was a 25 though. 7'1" plus for the Pistons. I don't like the 7'1" plus. I don't know why I can't think of people. Like 6'7" is the most common height in NBA history. Or, it's the most average height in NBA history. We should be able to get people here. Andre Iguodala, he was 6'7" at one point, and then he started getting listed at 6'6" later in his career. Also never remember how to spell Iguodala. Iguodala, I think. Or is it like that? It's one of those two, I think. Luol Deng. That was 6'9", apparently. I would have guessed either 6'8" or 6'7" for his height. 6'7" for the Sixers. There's Kyle Korver. Julius Erving. That's probably way better. Yep. 6'7" for the Pistons. For 6'4" might be Joe Dumars. He's probably 6'3". Might have to click untimed here to finish this one. 6'4" for the Magic. Also, Paolo Banchero isn't 6'9", is he? He's going to be 6'10", I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm going to click untimed here so we don't run out. 6'7" for the Bulls could be Jimmy Butler, I guess. 63. Okay. Scottie Pippen. What's Scottie Pippen listed at? Probably 6'9", 6'8". I would doubt that it'd be 6'7", I guess. But that would be my third guess. Moses Malone could be 6'9" for the Sixers. Well, Pistons at 6'4". I'm going to try Ben Gordon. Nope, not 6'4" apparently. 6'7" for the Magic. I do remember Evan Fournier used to be listed at 6'7". I don't think he still is, yeah. Like, there was one season where everybody's height in the NBA went 1 to 2 inches down. Other than LeBron and Durant, both went up, I think, an inch each. 6'9" for the Sixers, maybe Elton Brand. He'd be 6'9", yes he was, but he didn't play there for a super long time. He's now in the front office there though, I think is why I link him to the 76ers even more than I should. 6'7" on the Magic. I think 6'9" for the Magic could be Rashard Lewis. I suppose first name wrong. Maybe 6'10", I guess. How about Turkoglu? I'm also going to test the last name thing because that's been bothering me this whole game. Turkoglu. That didn't work. Let me try Hito. Turkoglu. I should have tried this with an easier last name to spell. Maybe Richard Jefferson for 6'7" on the Magic. No? At this point, I've given up on trying to find the #1 guys, I think, other than maybe for 6'4" on some of those, because I haven't thought about that very hard. But I'm just going to be throwing guys out that I can definitely remember wearing the jersey of the teams and being listed at that height. So Scott Hastings at 6'10" for the Detroit Pistons. Shout out Scott Hastings as the color commentator currently for the Denver Nuggets. Has been for a long, long time, and he's won. He has only scored 1% of the leader. Magic 6'7", Matt Barnes maybe. That's a 10. 6'9" on the Magic. What's Franz Wagner listed at? 6'10" probably. How about Horace Grant? Really? I really thought that one was going to work. Is he really not 6'9"? Must be 6'10", I guess. How about this? This is a bit of a deep cut, I feel like. Andrew Nicholson, if that was his name. Nicholson. Yes, as a 42, that was a lot better than I thought. They must have not had anybody be 6'9", play for the Magic for all that long, if that's a 42. 6'7" on the Pistons will be the next one I try to get. And apparently that's not Rip Hamilton, unless I spelled that wrong. Let me just try it again. Hamilton, yeah, it didn't work. 6'7" on the Detroit Pistons. Tobias Harris. That's also good because he's been there multiple stints now. What do they have Tobias Harris listed at? Is it 6'8" maybe? He's one of those guys that I always feel like is listed taller than he actually is. Like, I remember back in the day, he used to be listed at 6'9" when he was younger. And if you watch him out on the court, he looks like, I would bet actually that he's probably not even 6'7". I think he's like 6'6" and a half. Like, it probably rounds to 6'7", but I don't think he's quite 6'7". For 6'4" on the Magic, I'm going to go with Markelle Fultz. That's 100. That felt like a surrender, but okay. For the Pistons at 6'4", I'm going to try Dave Bing. I have no idea how tall he was. And for 6'4" on the Bulls, Derrick Rose was 6'3", pretty sure. Yeah, 6'4" though. Kirk Heinrich, could he have been 6'4"? He was, and that's 100. Okay. 7'1" on the Sixers. I did guess Dikembe Mutombo earlier for the Nuggets, but he did play for the Sixers later in his career, so maybe that'll be okay. He's a 15. Not great, but I'm just trying to finish all of the squares. 6'7" on the Pistons. I mean, there's Jeremy Grant. He's listed at 6'7" some places every once in a while. I feel like his height jumps around quite a bit, but he played for the Pistons for a couple years. We'll try that. That's 25, so there was a pretty sizable answer there, I would think, because, you know, he was scoring 20 plus points per game for a couple seasons there. 7'1" plus for the Pistons. How tall was Darko? Would he work? Milicic. Yeah, I just don't think that's correct. I knew Manute Bol played for the Bullets and for the Hawks, I think. I want to say he played for the Hawks. Did he play for the Pistons also? Manute Bol. No, he did not. I feel like there's a giant person who played for the Pistons that I'm just forgetting. Oh, Boban. Boban Marjanovic, 7'4". Marjanovic. Yep, that's 100 also. Okay, 6'4" on the Pistons. I mean, Jaden Ivey is about that tall. He's probably not correct though. Chauncey Billups, if he's listed at 6'4", which I don't think he would be, but he would be a pretty good guess. Yeah, he's probably 6'3". How about Rodney Stuckey? That's where I'm going to go now. That wasn't correct? I guess he wasn't 6'4", apparently. He must be 6'3", I guess. I don't know what else that would have him listed at. Fultz was 100 for the Magic at 6'4", so I'll just use him again for the Sixers, I guess. That was a 6. Okay. Oh, I think Andrew Toney, and yeah, I've now thinking back in time, I have some more guesses I could have gone with for the Sixers. I don't know why that era was not coming to mind for me. And yeah, we'll just end it off with a bad one for the Pistons at 6'4", Jaden Ivey. He's a 32. That's a little bit better than some of these really putrid ones. But there you go, 66.9 as the average when it's all said and done. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. Appreciate it. Stay happy, stay healthy. I'll talk to you guys next video.